love history. But I mean, most people are not passionate about their jobs.
I have a question about like enjoying history.
Yeah.
Okay, how can you enjoy something without like knowing whether or not it's factual? Right? Because there's like first-hand sources and second-hand sources and blah 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 blah. But like even the first-hand sources, they fucking lie, right?
Yeah. But that's what's interesting about history, like, because nothing's truly factual.
That's annoying.
But that's like what's great, because then you can compare, and you learn a lot about humans.
But you don't know what's true.
Yeah, that's part of the discipline of history, is interpreting, taking our evidence of history and trying to come up with an analysis or interpretation of what is real and what isn't.
It's kind of like literature. Like, it's just kind of like literature class, but like with how people view view things that have happened. It's like reviewing.
But literature,
through the lenses.
Literature does have like quantifiably correct aspects to it. You can be like, okay,
Always.
like this is correct use of this.
Not always.
Not always.
It's art still, but there's like different ways to interpret it.
But history, you'll straight up never know. Like there is no way to fully know.
Point of views. But there's like point of views. Like, the interesting thing is considering each point of view.
But you don't know.
I don't think it's kind of like a puzzle, right? You kind of have to dissect what evidence you have to try and come up with a conclusion that you think is the most correct.
But then
that's basically what academia is in history.
But then your conclusion can just get proven wrong, like instantly.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yes.
That's so annoying.
That's like science as well.
It's like my favorite part when a teacher gives you a topic, like a professor gives you a topic, and then you take a point of view and like make a whole analysis, and then you go debate it.
This is academic. This is how academia works with like basically every discipline, is that you have hypotheses, you have theories, and then it gets run through the academic rigor, and then if it's science, they can do experiments to see if it's correct or not, and
you're all masochists.
That's how it works.
You all enjoy suffering. You all enjoy having absolutely no control over any of the shit that you're doing.
So you're focusing purely on the end result and not the journey.
Yeah.
Okay. But part of the joy is in the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about
how we got there. History's about how you get there.
It's about learning. It's about
everything you could do. Everything you do could be for nothing in the end.
That's life, baby.
Yeah, that's why history repeats itself. That's why it's so interesting, because it's like you learn all this, and a lot of people understand how we got there generally, and yet we're doomed to repeat it over and over.
Would you consider yourself a nihilist, Pippa?
Not particularly.
Okay. It's a bit of a nihilist way of looking at it, right? It's like, what's the point in doing anything if you could be wrong? Like, why bother starting to stream? Why join Phase Connect?
Because it works towards something greater, right? Like, it ends up like these are all pieces that end up.
What if the company explodes tomorrow?
Well, Pippa would still exist because the internet is forever, and the idea of Pippa will still persist indefinitely.
Yeah, so
right?
it's about the journey that you've been on as Pippa.
People are interested.
It leaves like a lasting, like there is no like how do I say that? Like, right, with all your history research, right? You can do all this research, right? You can put out a study, okay?
Yeah.
Put out a paper, and then it gets proven to be incorrect, and all of your progress has thus been overwritten by somebody else in the future.
But you've still contributed to human knowledge.
Yeah. You're still part of the journey.
By being wrong and being corrected, you've still contributed to the sum of human knowledge. It's not all for nothing just because you were wrong and someone else is right.
You have no legacy, though.
You do have a legacy.
no, you
contributed
do.
to the academic knowledge of human society.
Well, who's
Like,
gonna?
for example, like if you go back, the great philosophers and astronomers had ideas about space and the universe that were end up being wrong, but we still learn about them because they've contributed to the sum of human knowledge. Without them being wrong, we wouldn't know what we know today.
But those are like mythical figures in the cultural consciousness. We don't just learn about them because of like what they put out. We learn about them because that they have been identified as like culturally relevant, right? You don't learn about everybody that came before them that built up those pieces that they then put together.
But you do actually in academia.
You do.
Well, if you're in college, but like the wider public.
I mean, you can learn about anything if you're interested in it. Like, honestly.
There's only so
I don't
much
know.
space people have in their brains.
Yeah, but like the average person isn't like dissecting the historical or the historiography of a topic, right? To use your example. Like the average person is going on Wikipedia and seeing, you know, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But in an academic setting, they do care about that. Like it is about those who came before us and those who put in the work to do the academic research. Like we still talk about historians like John Julius Norwich, whose work has been not discredited, but maybe like disproven and not used as the academic standard for Roman history. But he's still used when you talk about Roman history.
I don't know. It feels like you
So
don't get
it's
anything
not gone.
tangible out of it.
So are you just focusing on having your name be immortalized forever by being correct?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a goal everybody has, though.
Yeah, it's just contributing
Yeah.
to human knowledge. Yeah, we still talk about Sigmund Freud, right? And I don't think Sigmund Freud's works are really used much, but we all know him, don't we?
It can't be equated to something like entertainment, where you're trying to make a name or leave a lasting impact. It is something like, it's kind of like reading a book and then enjoying every aspect of that book. And it's not about the author or anything, it's just about what happens. And you understanding what happens from each character's point of view.
That seems so annoying.
That's life. Life is annoying.
Yeah.
But
For me, it's like enjoying a manga.
It's worth
Yeah.
living. It's worth going through the journey to get to the end destination, but it isn't about the end destination.
Yeah, the cause and effect of things to me is the most interesting. Like, all these things led up to this thing, you know?
Like, Pippa, do you wake up every day and think about going to bed at the end? Because that's the end of the day, is you go to bed and then you wake up again. Do you not think about what you're going to do during the day?
I don't really think about anything. I just kind of do it.
Have you never stopped to reflect about what you're going to do or what you've done?
Think about what I have to do
Well,
before
then
the
that's
end of
about
the day.
journey. That's about the journey then.
It's about by the end of the day, I want to be further ahead than I was at the start of the day.
Well, that's again the journey. That's not the destination. You're still on the process of getting further, but that's still the journey. It's not the end. Like you're not over at the end of the day. You have the day after and the day after, hopefully, for a long time.
Yeah, and you have left a legacy, so you might not find yourself interesting or whatever, right? But people who will come after are going to be interested in your history and how you got to where you are. That's entertaining. That's why people like history.
So using the same logic from before, like, does it only matter about the biggest content creators?
Broadly
What about
speaking,
everyone
yeah.
else?
I mean, you
What about everyone
can
else?
get into like the nitty gritty of like, oh well, this person inspired this person, and without this person being like the predecessor who established like this type of content, like this person wouldn't have been able to build the content or create the
So
content
only
that they
Mr. Beast
created, right?
matters.
Generally speaking, like, yeah, like most people don't know who like the average YouTuber is, right?
So
but people
why
like
are
Mr.
you
Beast,
caring about what they think?
well, it's the most interesting
you
to me
think.
personally, right? Like people that breach the internet sphere and leave.
Then you like history, just not in an academic sense.
Eh?
It's the same kind of enjoyment, like your knowledge of like these YouTubers and stuff, like, you know, where they came from and stuff like that, and like how they rose to
But
prominence.
I'm interested in like the utility of it, right? Like Mr. Beast is interesting because he's managed to get to where he is, not because he managed to get to where he is, but because of like the tools that he has used to get there, right? Like his thumbnails and his attention to like specific analytics. Like that's
Yeah,
But that's his job.
same. That's his journey. Same could be applied to the study of
well,
war.
I don't
if
care
you're
about his journey
interested
for
in that.
the sake of his journey. I care about his journey for the sake of like what are the tools that can be identified from it.
Do you not think that history doesn't leave tools for humanity?
I think it does, but when you're like diving in to the nitty gritty of all of it, right? Like there's the blah, 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 those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it and shit, right? But there's diminishing returns after a certain point. Like there will never be
Diminishing terms in what?
diminishing returns in terms of like how much you're learning like from these people that can be applied to your own success, right?
I think that's the thing that it differs, because you're not. At least for me, I'm not looking at history to contribute to my success. I simply enjoy learning about the cause and effect of humanity.
So just for fun.
Yeah. Like reading a manga. You know, you don't really read manga to truly. Maybe you get a lesson
no, it's
out
just
of
for
it
fun.
here and there. Yeah. For me, and I'd be willing to do it as a job, because for me, it's like this thing. You know, when you're in kindergarten and you're sitting on the carpet and the teacher's reading you a story. For me, history class is like the adult version of that.
Really? Even though it could be
Yeah.
wrong?
The thing is, it might not even be factual. It's not. There's no true fact in history, because it is always told with the lens of the person telling it. But that's what makes it interesting, because you can see the same event from like different points of view and have completely different understandings of what happened, like depending on whose eyes you're looking through. And I think that's very interesting. Yeah.
With
Like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because you brought up manga. If you have, say for example,
Mango.
Pippa, a TV show or manga or whatever that you really enjoy, and then the ending is bad or not great, or it's a dissatisfying ending, do you disregard the entire rest of the show?
No, but I don't think that applies in the same way, right? Like with history, you're trying to understand what happened, right? And if you don't know why, or if you don't know what actually happened, then the conclusion, like it's not 100%, right? Like you're missing pieces here. Like you think that this is the cause and this is the effect, but if you don't actually know the cause, then even if you know the effect, like it doesn't, like you don't have the whole picture, right? So isn't that like annoying?
Not
Right.
really.
No,
No.
it seems so
So-
annoying.
I think that's the fun of it. The fact that there are gaps and things still yet to understand from things that happened hundreds, thousands of years ago, or even 10 years ago. That's what makes it so interesting.
You're putting incorrect knowledge into your head, right? You don't know that it's incorrect at the time. You're not like consciously doing it, but you're.
But I don't think there's black and white. That's the whole point.
Well,
Like,
I'm not
there's
saying it's
no-
black and white, right? But it's
Yeah.
like there. If you think that this happened because this person said that it happened, right? It
Okay.
rained in August, and that's why in September the grass was greener. But then it turns out, like in August, yes, it did rain, but only like in this other area. And the grass being greener in September was actually because they fucking introduced sheep or whatever that fucking shat on the fields and fertilized it, right? Then you might like with a broader concept, with something more complicated, right? You'll be like, oh, the rain.
So what is the problem in this situation?
Yeah, what's the problem?
You're
Because
like,
you
you're
were wrong and
incorrect
someone
about
else
it.
was correct?
Not that somebody else was correct, but that it was like objectively incorrect in general, right? Like the reality of the situation was different. You gave yourself knowledge that ended up like poisoning like your
But it didn't.
your worldview, right?
But it didn't do anything.
No?
Do we know about the scientific method?
Yes.
Yeah, so everything starts with a hypothesis, right? So what you're talking about is like, well, according to these texts, this year had a really, really intense, like, it had a really bad harvest, right? And so there's like different hypotheses as to why that happened, right? Like the farther back you go, the muddier it gets, right? But you can also use other circumstantial evidence. So let's say they look around in the pots or that they found, and they found like certain grain, right? And then so you know that grain is probably what they subsisted on, and this grain needs a certain amount of like rain or whatever to make it grow, right? So you're like, oh, maybe it didn't rain that much that year. Will we ever know like the true reason unless it's like written down somewhere? Like, no. But it does give insight as to how life was back then. You know, even if it's not exactly what happened, you're like, it still gives you an idea. And humans are just naturally curious people, right? So we just want to know what it was like. Like, for example, China has a history of thousands and thousands of years, one of the oldest civilizations in the world, right? And it has a lot of written history. But a lot of that history is also written in myth, because the emperors were seen as like gods, right? So the fun is parsing through the texts and figuring out what actually happened, even though the language depicts this guy as a god. Right? It's like, will we ever figure out exactly what happened? No. But it's still fun to like think about and try to understand it the best we could given the evidence that we have. Like, if let's say, let's talk about the police, right? Like the police are trying to solve a murder. Does anybody ever know exactly what happens?
If it's on camera.
If it's on camera, but most of the time it isn't. Right? There's so much girls who are into hearing about the mysteries of those stories. It's the same thing.
See, that shit's upsetting. That's not like a fun journey or anything. Like that's upsetting, right? That like somebody, like, oh, their fingerprints were on the weapon, right? And so they ended up going to jail, but they didn't actually commit it, right? And then you get to thinking about like, oh well, like with the death penalty, I wonder how many people have been unjustly murdered due to faulty science. And
Probably a lot of people.
Yeah, but then that's worth
depressing.
thinking about.
I
Because
hate all that shit.
if you never do that, if you never think about it, then you're just, you know, then it's like,
So
it's gonna be a problem that nobody ever sees, right?
it's like an
What if
exercise
you-
in misery.
But what about bringing those situations to quote-unquote justice or correction? Is there nothing... Because that's what's upsetting you?
Well, that you'll never know, right? There's no way to ever really know. Like that's miserable. Never fully knowing.
What's
But
wrong
that's
with
life.
not knowing the full picture?
Right?
Because
Do you
something
feel
went wrong, because somebody unjustly died, right? Like somebody got convicted of murder they didn't actually commit. That's miserable. It's a reality, but
you don't like to look into the void, and that's completely valid. Like, not everybody enjoys looking into the void and thinking about it, and that's like completely valid, right? But a lot of people also do enjoy thinking about the void. Like, they're comfortable with that.
I hate the void.
You know?
I think the void should die.
It'll never die.
I think the void should die.
It'll never die. It'll never die.
Chat's
There's
going.
There's life in it.
Yeah.
The world
Which
wouldn't.
sucks, right? Life is bad.
I would disagree.
I don't disagree with the fact that shit happens, man. Like, shit so really fucking sucks sometimes, Cookie, but that's life. Like, I don't know.
That sucks, man. We're all just dumb idiots, and we'll never really know anything.
Well, no, that's the point of the journey, because we've full circle. That's the point.
That's why
trying to
history
figure things out.
exists. Yeah, that's why we try.
It's why all academic work exists. We try and invent things, and we try and create things, and we try and know things.
But you'll never truly know.
And what's wrong with that?
But what's wrong with
It's
There's
miserable.
so many things we don't truly know. Like, what happens after we die? What's out
Yeah.
there in space?
All that
There's
shit
so many
sucks.
things. I think it's great. I think if you know everything, it's gonna be so boring. You probably go insane. Exactly. Like, that's what makes it interesting. Like, that's what sparks intrigue and curiosity. And it's not always gonna be bad, right? Like it's exciting. Like, we put man on the moon or send people out there to the further outreaches. Like, that's progress.
But that's like a tangible goal, right? Like putting somebody on the moon. A lot of history, like, you'll just straight up like never know. There's no way
But we
to like
can.
fully know.
There is potential to know
In
eventually.
in some areas.
Like,
but you'll
say
never-
for example, there was a mosaic that was uncovered under someone's house recently. And has helped improve our knowledge of, let's say, Roman architecture
Right.
in that area. Like, a week ago, is it depressing because we don't know that? And now it's
now we know.
we don't know enough about
Right?
that. But we didn't know about that in the first place. So you're getting sad about things that you didn't know existed. It's a
Just
bit
the
of
pursuit.
a bit paradoxical.
The pursuit
Yeah.
is depressing.
Why is it depressing?
I think
Because
it's great.
you'll never
So-
know.
But so
Some things you may fully know, right? But most things you'll just never know.
I
And then
think
there's so
this
many
is a
things that you don't even
perfectionist
know
mindset.
that you don't know.
Huh? So it's sad that we'll never know, but it's sad that when you pursue after trying to know.
Yeah, because even
Is
if
what
you
you're trying to
pursue
say.
it, you don't know if that knowledge is factual, right?
But that's.
But that's the beauty of it.
Do
Do you not find it fun to learn things?
I think it's fun to learn
Even
things
if
that
you-
can create utility, right? That have like a direct use.
Have you watched Free Run? Or read Free
No,
Run?
no,
Oh, okay.
it looks miserable.
Because, like, the whole point of her is learning about useless spells and
Yeah.
finding enjoyment in life.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I think it's good to
It's
enjoy
not miserable
things.
at all.
I think people should enjoy
It's
things.
not.
I think
It's
if
not
you
miserable at
enjoy,
all.
I think if you enjoy academia, hell yeah.
But life itself, like, will we ever know the meaning or why we're alive? No, but we live it anyways.
Yeah, and it's miserable.
You
I
probably would like
think you should. I think this is a thing you should discuss with
A therapist?
a therapist.
There's
That's
no
not
point.
good.
There's no point in talking with a therapist because it'll just go on anyways, and you can just get over it.
Well,
And you can-
so the point of a therapist is to help you come to terms with
With
your
that,
understanding.
Why would I need a
Yeah.
therapist for
I
that?
know.
I've come to terms with life sucking. Checkmate,
I don't think
atheist.
life sucks, man.
I'm Catholic, mate.
I just
Checkmate,
don't think
Catholic.
life sucks. I don't have a nihilist mindset.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, I don't think it's like incomprehensible, because I think this is just like a very sort of, I don't want to say narrow, but it is limiting, right? You're looking at life as in a limiting way, and not necessarily being open to new things.
How
I
so?
don't think life exists just for you to feel good things. I feel like in order to feel the good things, you have to understand
Yeah.
everything that makes them bad and
Yeah.
all the unknowns. It makes you appreciate the things that do make you happy a little bit more. But if you don't understand it and you're always like ignoring all that, then can you really appreciate the good things?
Like if you
The good things
have,
just are.
if you have, say for example, let's say we have a stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put it in Pippa situation. If you have a stream and you want to experiment with things and the stream isn't good,
Mm-hmm.
does that ultimately make the entire experience of said stream and finding out it wasn't good?
Well,
Like,
define
is
good.
it just, I don't know, say you personally found it enjoyable, or maybe the audience didn't find it enjoyable?
Like personal enjoyment, regardless of
Yeah.
like actual
Satisfaction.
like numerical value.
Let's talk about like, instead of like quantifiable things like financial, but like if you, I don't know, if you feel satisfaction from a stream, or if you didn't feel satisfaction for a stream, does that not, is it not necessarily like a bad thing that you found out that it wasn't good?
It's not a bad thing. It was like personal enjoyment is like secondary, right?
To what?
To like value.
What's defined value?
Like something that boosts the channel overall, right? Whether it be
So it's a numerical value.
not necessarily like numerical, right? But like culturally as well, right? Like if I have like a collab stream, this is not an implication about this collab stream, but if I have like a collaboration stream with somebody, right? And like I personally don't like this other person that I'm collabing with, but the chat really likes them, then that's a benefit for the channel overall, right? Like that the viewers came and had a good time, right?
So
Culturally
As an
still
artist-
succeeded.
I'm just like, as an artist, I think if you get into art with this mindset, you will kill yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
for example, as somebody who sings, draws, knowing I know several things. That one, I am not the best. Two, no, there are people better than me. And three, I will never be happy with where I am. I'm always going to look up. But does that change the fact that I enjoy doing those things and I still think they're worth pursuing? Even though I'm never going to go down in history as a freaking like singer in the terms of like, you know, Sabrina Carpenter or Ariana Grande. I'm never going to be there. Does it make it not worth it? Like even if I like will never draw as good as like whatever.
But you're still
I don't know.
pursuing it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's probably no real point, because like I'm never gonna have my name in history, but I enjoy it. And
Well,
then
there is a point,
my
right? Because like
audience enjoys it.
you can sustain yourself where you're at, right?
Well, I don't need to do that,
Well,
because those aren't the things that get me paid.
So you're hyper materialist then, Pippa.
Yeah.
yes.
So you need to
I love capitalism.
maybe. Okay, so I think I understand then. Do you ever do things for fun and not for value?
Yeah. I read slop manga.
Okay. Well, you can maybe try thinking about the rest of your life like that.
Like slop manga?
No, like you just doing it for the sake of having a nice time or having.
But then you'll never get anywhere. That's indulgence.
When you
If you-
read manga, is every manga gonna hit it out of the park? It's not. You're gonna go.
No,
through
so
some
you drop
fucking
it
flop.
and you move
have
on to
to-
the next
yeah,
one. But like
Yeah.
that's you should only allow yourself so much indulgence, right? Or else your entire allowing your entire life to become indulgence is like you'll never get anywhere. You'll never do it.
But you can.
If you're like when you 0.1%
So do you-
of 0.001% of the population that is like proficient enough to sustain themselves with just things that they enjoy.
So, Pippa, if something doesn't have value, you think it's not worth doing.
No, I think you can indulge yourself every once in a while. I think
But unless it
like reading
provides
slop
value
manga,
and
right? Like that's good for your, if that's what you enjoy, that's good for your mental health and it keeps you from crashing out with everything else, right? So it's part of that balance. Like you need to do that, if anything.
I think there's different kinds. Like there's different kinds of enjoyment, right? There's things that you enjoy, like junk food or like slot reading and doom scrolling and all this stuff that doesn't really have a greater pursuit. They're just there for you to enjoy. That's the soul of entertainment, right? But there's other things that also make you feel whole, that you push yourself for, and that are not always going to be fun. Yeah. That don't really have a solid end goal, but you're there anyways. You're pushing that fucking rock up the hill, even though you don't see the top.
Is the value not in making you feeling better? Is that not an inherent value? If you indulge in your isekai slop or whatever it is the value not that, hey, it helped you feel better?
Yeah, it has some value if you put it like
So
that.
it has a value, right?
Okay. So
like you can still have, like, if you have to have everything be quantifiable in a value mindset, then if you break down everything that you're doing, or if you're having fun, then there's value to everything, right? Is there not value in learning about something?
just because something's fun, like there's diminishing returns, right? Like you can have
Diminishing
fun.
returns in what?
Like you can have fun with something, but what are you getting back out of it after a certain point, right? Like
So
you
is
should
it-
have fun to sustain yourself, but not like you can't let it consume your life.
So what? Huh?
Huh?
What?
Wait, what?
I think
What
you're
do you
depressed,
mean, what?
Pippa. I'm just gonna say
What?
it. I think you're deeply depressed. I don't think this is like a as things in life inherently, if you boil it down to it, like nothing has meaning. Like the meaning is what you apply to it. It's what you yourself are projecting onto the things that you value in your life, right? Because inherently, we live and we fucking die. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the true fact
Yeah.
of the world. Everything in between, that's up to you to decide.
Yeah.
Like, you know? So, at least for me, all the things that I like that give my life meaning, sometimes really fucking suck.
Yeah.
And it really just drives me up the wall sometimes. But those are the things that also, in the end, make my life have meaning. To me. Not to anybody else, but to me. Like, for example, like, I draw, I sing. I found out I like being on stage. Is it going to be traumatic and horrible to do these things sometimes? Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, I think if I just didn't have these things and I was more nihilistic in a way, maybe I'd have less brain worms because I wouldn't drive myself fucking insane. But I apply these meanings to these things. I think they're important. I think it's worth doing these things even if they make me feel like shit sometimes.
Well, sometimes, right? But again, like diminishing returns. Like if you feel miserable doing them, like you can only do them up to a certain point before you need to balance that out with things that will return your mental health to its original state.
It's okay to take breaks. I've been drawing since I was 2. You know, and it's not diminishing returns. Like there's always more to do. It's like Sisyphus. You know, you're always rolling that rock. It just gets harder and harder.
So make it easier to roll the rock, right?
Yeah. There's some things you can do to make it easier, but then without that struggle, when you improve, it won't feel as good. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why does everything have to have diminishing return?
Well, everything does have diminishing returns.
But
I don't think it does.
It does,
your
right?
interest wanes and waxes and wanes. And then sometimes you have temporary love for things. Like I have phases where I'm in love with something and it does become a diminishing returns thing. Like for example, I was obsessed with eating like a certain type of chips. And for a while that was like so freaking fire, like the dopamine was insane. Like and I went crazy. And I ate those chips for a while. And then after 2 years of eating these chips, I'm like, wait, these fucking suck. I don't like these anymore.
Yeah.
That's fine. There's things like that in life.
Yeah. So there's no reason to continue eating the chips unless there's like a health benefit for them. Right.
Exactly. But that's not what everything is.
Well,
there's different
okay, with
kinds
like
of
skills,
enjoyment.
right? With the skills, you're going to eventually hit like a soft ceiling where like you've hit your limit in how you can like rapidly progress or progress at a reasonable rate, right? In like drawing, right? So you hit your soft ceiling. This is about like the general threshold for your abilities. Now, if you continue to allot 2 hours a day to practicing, those 2 hours might only go as far as like a half an hour would have previously, right? Because you've hit your threshold for talent. So now you would have to practice for a greater amount of time than you would before in order to achieve the same amount of gains. That's diminishing returns.
Why is there a threshold?
Yeah.
Because human beings don't have limitless talent, right? We all have.
How would you know that?
I think it's normal to hit a skill cap, and it's normal for things to get harder. Life is kind of like a video game. You level up. The higher levels you go, the harder it fucking is. And then most people, like some people, are going to be capped. They're going to get filtered. Right? But the hope is that you don't. The hope is that you don't get filtered. And the true love is finding enjoyment in playing that same level over and over and over and over and over again. Because that's the only thing that differs from a master and like everybody else. It's just like you just do the same shit over and over and over again, even if you don't get that much growth. It's not really about the growth, it's about doing the thing.
But if you're not really growing,
you're putting a limit on yourself before you try.
Right.
By having that mindset.
Not necessarily. You can try and then realize that you've hit like a reasonable backing off point. You don't have to stop something entirely, but like if you hit that plateau, right? Like there's not necessarily the same reason to continue grinding at it, right? Like you should back off and find something else that can drive you forward more efficiently.
I don't know. I don't always find joy in just the growth of it. I don't know. I've been at an art plateau for over a decade now. And I've definitely slowed down and branched off into other things, but that doesn't mean I still don't enjoy it when I need to draw.
Also,
like it's
talent
still
isn't really like a good metric for something because
exactly
it's nebulous, and what talent actually means is effort. And
Exactly.
It only happens if you try.
I don't think
trying
talent
requires failing, and failing is a part of life. And you can't ever achieve anything in life if you're too afraid to actually try and fail.
I don't think effort and talent are synonymous. I think these are two entirely different things, right? Like talent is your innate ability to do something and pick up on it.
But
The
not
amount of-
all
Yeah,
press
but
forwards.
if you never struggle, even if with talent, you'll never get.
I'm not saying you should never struggle, but again, like
Yeah.
you hit a point of diminishing returns, right? Where your 2 hours might be better spent doing something else.
But that thing is the thing that you believe gives your life meaning. Like, it could be very important to that person. Like, do you quit VTubing just because it gets really, really hard to grow?
Not like full on quit, but I do take like mental breaks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what you would do.
This is my job.
That's, yeah, for my drawing too. Like I will hit a plateau and I get burnt out, and that's normal. It's not normal to never get burnt out. Like I don't know anybody in my life who never got burnt out on the thing that gave their life meaning. It's normal. That's just called being human. Right? That's perfectly fine. But that doesn't mean it's not worth doing. It just means you're a little tired of it right now.
If you never made money off of it, though, would it ever be worth pursuing to the same degree?
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
All good.
Yeah, most of my art stuff I don't make money off of. It wasn't until like phase that I really started making money off of drawing.
99% of people streaming
Yeah.
don't make any money off streaming. They're just doing
Yeah.
it because they want to stream.
I did
I also
YouTube for like
lose
7
money.
years without ever making
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
why
I
does
lose
the
money.
why does the value matter in that regard?
What do you mean?
Like, does everything have to have some sort of financial value motivation for you to want to do it? Or can it not just be, this is something that you enjoy,
Yeah.
want to do it? Why does it need to have
Yeah, I read
some
manga
sort
slop.
of... Yeah, so why
Yeah.
does it need to...
But you have to
if
balance
you're-
it out, right?
Yeah, but like, if we're talking
If
about
it-
a hypothetical and that,
If it went
like,
from
this is...
if it went
ahead.
from having to spend like 2 hours reading manga to having to spend 4 hours reading manga in order to get the same level of enjoyment, like I wouldn't keep reading manga, right? Because there would be no
That's
point. I
like
could find something
that's
else.
like addiction.
Well,
You're
okay.
getting into addiction territory, right? Like you're addicted to dopamine.
And also life is, you have so
Yeah.
many things to do. Like, if
Yeah.
if something isn't working for you, you can do something else.
Yeah, so priorities.
But why does that need to have why does this need to be quantifiable? Why can't it just be?
Well, because if you're not keeping
Indulgence?
track
It's not
of
necessarily, it's not indulgence, though. Like, you're allowed to have like a balance, but like,
Yeah.
it sounds like you're not enjoying anything.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried. That's why I'm like a little concerned.
You can,
well,
it sounds like
Yeah.
nothing matters is your sort of mindset to a lot of this. So
Because like the
why
things
even
that
bother in
you're
the first place?
you're saying, like the things that you're saying, like reading slop manga, that's more of an indulgence. Like that's
Yeah.
like me eating chips.
Yeah.
I don't hold me eating chips any life meaning. I don't apply that happiness as anything that's like super like meaningful to me.
then why would you eat the
It's
chips?
just because it's like a junk food. It just gives me a little hit in the moment.
Why even bother though? Why would you buy the chips and then proceed to eat them if they didn't give your
'Cause
life
they
some sort of
taste
meaning? Yeah, so they give your life some sort of meaning, right?
Not as much as other things.
But they still give your life some degree of meaning.
I don't put meaning in it. I just enjoy it. That's not. I don't see it that way, right? But if I make bread and it tastes really good, that gives me more meaning. Does that make sense? Like if I buy it from the store and it's easy to get, then I don't appreciate it. But if I make the bread, that gives me a bigger hit, and that has some meaning. It has some satisfaction. Yeah. And that's like more things in life, right? Like the reason I enjoy life is because there's like, I feel like the enjoyment and like satisfaction I get out of something is equal to the amount of effort that I put in. Yeah, it's like, it's, you know, and yeah, it curves, like, it's true, like, the more struggle I put into it, sometimes it does diminish, like, you're not gonna get that same hit every single time. That's the nature of the beast, of your brain, of your chemistry, right? But that doesn't mean it's not worth doing.
No, but everything has diminishing returns, right? So after a certain point, you stop eating the potato chips. After a certain point, you stop progressing your art skills, at least as heavily as you would before.
My art skills.
Why? Where is this diminishing returns coming from?
Yeah.
It's self-imposed limitations that you're forcing upon yourself for the sake of having limitations.
You're not getting the dopamine anymore from the chips, so why would you continue eating them, right? Like the amount of dopamine that you're getting.
At the same level?
No,
so
because
say, for example, if you hit a plateau of drawing, using Shiina's example, can you not just keep drawing at that level? What is wrong with drawing at that level, even if your skill isn't improving?
Personally, my opinion, I feel like if you're stuck at the same level, like that's fine depending on the level that you're stuck at, right? If you can get something out of it, like that's fine. If you like with Shiina, her level is that she could sell prints and she could like have like a successful comic if she wanted to have a successful comic. Like she can her level of art provides a level of utility, right? But if she was like Chris Chan's level, right, there would be no point.
I started worse off than Chris Chan when I was 2, though.
But if you got stuck at Chris Chan's level, what would be the point of continuing?
That's impossible.
Not necessarily.
I think I have an innate belief in myself in that way. I am not a very confident person, but I believe that if I put enough time into something, I will be better. Like my younger sister, she's actually a way better artist than me, and she actually is talented. Like she picked up a pen, she was able to draw really good from the get-go. I wasn't. I had to grind all these years, and then there's like kids that get popped out now, like these freaking Gen Alpha. In 5th grade, they're drawing like full-on digital masterpieces. Yeah. And they're better than me. But I still really, really enjoy it. Like right now, I'm stuck in the mines doing art for something that I'm working on. I'm literally losing money because I'm not streaming. But I enjoy that. Like, I need that. I need that in my life. I don't know why, but I do.
Then it's an indulgence, but it also does provide some level of utility. It is an indulgence because
it's not the same
it's giving
thing
you
as
dopamine.
me eating ice cream.
It's giving you dopamine. It is the same thing as you eating ice cream because you're not getting anything out of it. So it's an indulgence.
So Pippa, can I just say this? Your nihilistic view on life sounds like you are forcibly denying yourself from enjoying things too much. Right. Because there's inherently no value to keep doing it. Because you have sorry about my dog.
I partake in indulgences, right? Like I read slop manga, even though it provides no utility.
Even talking about like talking about doing something for like a skill or a job, right? Like say for example, you're not improving in your job. Your mentality is then why bother, right? If you're not improving. Yeah.
You should still continue doing your job though, because it provides utility in other aspects. And then you should pivot to
is self-defeating. You are pigeonholing yourself like this.
How so?
Because you are not letting yourself just get out of this negative mindset.
How is it a negative mindset? It's directly beneficial. You should balance. You should balance the rate at which you do things based on indulgence and utility levels, right? Like that's common sense.
This is a very I think this is a very new way of thinking, because like you think everything in life should give you dopamine.
Not necessarily, no.
It's just very, I don't want to be mean, but like, it seems very sad.
Yeah.
It's
very
really
it's very upsetting.
It's a very depressing way of looking at life, because you are putting these limitations and mindset on yourself that is transactional and hyper materialist, and as a result, you are putting yourself in a box, and everything has to have value or purpose or a sense of improvement.
Yeah.
And so life doesn't need to have that mindset, because
it does if you want to survive, if you want to continue to climb up the ladder, right?
But
if you want to
climbing the ladder,
climb the ladder
to improve your living, to improve your living conditions.
What ladder?
The ladder of life, of having improved living conditions.
I think
you've made up the ladder.
Let's talk about living conditions, okay? Because
life is more than just climbing and made
if you
ladder.
If you live in fucking Compton, all right, and you're spending all your time smoking weed instead of balancing the level of utility.
Why does someone else's life matter to you?
Because we're all just people. We're all the same.
All these billionaires wouldn't be fucking killing themselves. Right?
They're not killing themselves, they're getting killed for what they know.
My god. Okay.
Who cares about like what other people are doing?
But it's not necessarily about what other people are doing, it's just human nature, right? It's the reality. No, it's the reality of the human of being human, right? Like you have to improve your life if you want your life to improve.
No, you don't.
You do.
You can be satisfied with a certain quality of life. Like
your parents don't give birth to you with the strict expectations that you're going to constantly improve. They just wanted to have a child.
Yes, they do, right? They want you to have a better life than they had, which means that you're going to have to do better than they did.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
But you should. You should seek to improve your environment.
Are you afraid of being content?
I think complacency is pretty bad, yes.
Content is not complacency.
I think it's pretty much the same thing.
Those are two different things.
I think if you're content, it's going to breed complacency.
Pippa, you have depression.
That doesn't matter. That's irrelevant to this.
Not everything in life is transactional.
But it literally is.
There's always
everything has a cost. Everything has a cost and a value, right? Everything has. There's what you spend on it, and then there's the value that it provides back to you. And these things are not necessarily proportional, right? Or directly proportional. You know, they're not equal. Sometimes they are. Most of the time, they're not.
I think it's completely normal and fine to not feel happy or sad, just completely content. Like, contentment isn't the same as happiness or joy or satisfaction. That's most of life. And if you're striving to find that happiness, that hit every single moment with everything you do, that is depression, and that's not normal. Like, most of life is fucking boring, and it like doesn't really have anything interesting going on, right? But if you're constantly looking for that enjoyment, you're gonna lose sight, and you're never gonna know who you are as a person or what is actually important to you, despite never getting a dopamine hit. Like, those are the things that really matter.
Why would you not try and better your environment though, right? Like, if things can get better, then you should pursue better, right?
Yeah, but like, for example,
you don't have to.
You don't have to. You don't have to. For example, if that were true, then nobody would ever fall in love.
You get utility out of love, though.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but you can always get more. In that case, you can always get more.
Yeah.
There's always going to
You
be
can
somebody
expand
better.
Why are you
other.
looking at life like you're Sheldon Cooper?
Yeah.
You are Sheldon Cooper who is depressed.
It's not like that. Okay, like you don't have to take
are.
it. You don't have to take
What is the
things.
point of falling in love with anyone?
No.
It doesn't have any value. Blah, 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 blah,
I'm
blah.
saying you should. You should fall in love because that provides like an innate utility, right? Like it produces good hormones. Like human skin to human skin contact, right, has like proven benefits. Okay.
What does that have? What happens when you have that diminishing return?
Well, then you put up with it because like if you're sick of somebody, right, and you want to like divorce them, like you can't just do that. That's going to cost a lot of money, and that's why like a lot of billionaires and stuff, you know, they don't marry, or they're careful with how they do it, you know, or like with getting like girlfriends or boyfriends, right? Ideally, like somebody should compliment you in a utility sense and not just like a fleeting affection sense, right? Because affections most likely will end up fading, right? To some degree.
I don't think that's what utility means, man.
No,
Like,
They can provide utility in other ways, right? Like they can contribute to your life.
Why does everything have to
That's
have
not
some sort of
utility.
inherent value in the
Yeah.
situation?
Because it makes your life better. What do you mean?
But you can.
What? No, I don't
You can
understand how you
simply
don't
be.
understand this. Your
You
life
can-
gets better the more you better it. The more that you balance the transaction going up, the
Oh my
more
God.
you have.
okay,
And the better
but
off you are.
the more, even if I lived in a big house, like giant mansion, huge pool, I could have anything I could ever want, I don't think I'll be able to feel joy anymore.
Pippa, I'm giving
Those-
you a Miata.
none of
You now
those
have a Miata.
things-
Is your life better?
Yeah, none of those things
For a
make my
while.
life, give my life meaning. Like, even if I had, you know, a freaking, I don't know, a huge house, really expensive car, like 10,000 Lamborghinis, the most handsome, like, rich husband in the world, like, that, none of that gives my life meaning.
But why not? It literally has a bunch of value, right?
Because that's materialistic.
For people, maybe,
Well, but you can then use that value that you have created to partake in indulgences, right? And you'll have more
But
time.
So just do drugs. The people who are always high on drugs, that's making your life better?
I mean, I guess if they're being like moderate about it, but like if you take too many drugs, you're gonna destroy your body, and that's not gonna provide value, right?
Yeah, but
like
to
that's going
them,
to.
that's an indulgence. That's a utility.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, I could fucking like cut my arm off, and that could be an indulgence. But like obviously,
people
like the
do
pros,
think it is.
the pros don't outweigh the cons, so you don't do
This is an
it.
insane straw
The value
man,
is
Pippa.
bad.
Pippa, this is an insane straw man. What are you talking about?
What are you guys talking about, bro?
That's addiction. This is addiction.
Would you be happy to just die as you are? If you
my
died
life ended
tomorrow, would you be
I
content?
wouldn't- Well, I'd be dead, Pippa.
Well, I'd be fucking dead. And then the meaning of my life.
I don't have any meaning. 'cause
Yeah.
my cease to exist, Pippa.
Okay, if you're on your
meaning doesn't
deathbed,
matter.
if you're on your deathbed and you're looking
Okay.
back on it, would you be like, yeah, I'm content?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think I would.
Because I don't think about depressing things like that, Pippa.
I do. I think about it. I think I would be happy. Or not like completely happy, but I'd be content because I did do a lot with the time that I had on this earth. Is it all the things I ever wanted to do? Am I ever going to experience all the things I wish I probably have more time to do and experience more things? Yeah. But that doesn't mean all the things I did were meaningless just because I didn't put my name on like a freaking, like I didn't make the Forbes like under 30 or like any of that, never owned a Lamborghini, you know? Like, I still think it's a life worth living.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should kill yourself.
Yeah, I know. But it was a life. We're talking about I have cancer and I'm dying, right? Yeah. I think I'd still be content. You know, I'm not like the biggest VTuber either. I'm not leaving much of a legacy. I'm not doing anything. But I still think it was worth living, and all the things I struggled for, even if it never amounted to anything, gave my life meaning. To me. And that's enough.
That's enough. And so you should never try to strive for more or aspire for more. You should never try to better your living conditions.
I think what more means to you means, like, how do you say? Like, physical things. Can I always work towards another handbag? Yeah.
Well, a handbag is an indulgence, right? Like, you're talking about working towards more indulgences. I'm talking about, like, bettering your living conditions, like, overall, right? Like, you ultimately, like, you want to have high utility in your surroundings, right? So you continue to better everything in your surroundings, right? It's all a net positive. It's all net gains, right? And that includes your indulgences.
But I'm happy not living in a giant house. If I could just...
It doesn't have to be a giant house, but it could be a house that you don't have to fix as often, or you could have other people do the fixes if you don't want to do the fixes. Like, that could be
Yeah, but those aren't the things that make me happy. That's just like... That's just like, okay, it'll make things easier, but that doesn't make me happier. Right? Just because your living conditions improve. Like, yeah, it makes things easier, but that doesn't give my life meaning.
Like, you can strive for excellence, but that isn't the be-all end-all. Why does it have to be that? Why does only striving to improve
it gives
have to
me
be the be-all end-all? You can do that and also not do that.
Well, what's the point of not doing it? Why would you not do it?
Here's the thing, there's a difference between, like, working towards a certain quality of life, right? That's like working to survive. Once you get to that point where you have that space, like, things are easier for you, right? What else do you fill your life with? The things that actually give your life meaning. It's all about those things just create the space for you to do the things that are actually meaningful to you. It's like, okay, I used to work 9 to 5, okay? I was climbing a different ladder, corporate ladder. Did it make me happier that I was going up more? No. Oh? It didn't. No, it did not at all. The only reason you go up is for the pay bump, right? So I could live a little better. But was I happy? No. Hated my life every day. I had to get in my freaking car, drive 2 hours to work, grind just for another promotion. That didn't make me happy at all. Was I good at my job? Yeah. Did I get better at my job? Yeah. Did it make me happy? Absolutely fucking not. I hated every moment of it. Right. And I changed to something that did give my life meaning. Which is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And, but I was only able to do that because I made enough money to give me that breathing room to do the thing that really, really is important to me.
Yeah.
There's a difference between surviving and living. And it's fine to be in survival mode. But one day you gotta learn how to live.
But we're always surviving. At any moment, everything could come crashing down.
And that's life.
Yeah.
That's life.
So it's better to be prepared and have more advantages on the battlefield, right?
There's things you can't prepare for.
No, I'm not afraid of it. I know it's going to happen eventually. So it's better to be equipped for it, right?
When I was rushing home today on the freeway, I could fucking get hit by a semi-truck and it'd be GG. There's no way to freaking prepare for that. Nobody survives a collision with a semi-truck. Life is fragile. So does that mean nothing is worth doing just because you can be, like, freaking deleted?
No. Because you can improve your living conditions.
But that doesn't change the fact that a semi-truck could take me out tomorrow.
Yeah, but you'll never gain anything, right? If you never do anything. And that's why, like, you don't partake in too many indulgences. Because if you partake in too many indulgences, your living situation never gets better. Nothing ever gets better. You will always be stuck where you're at. That's why you have to balance things.
I mean, the balance thing, I agree, like, yeah, but, like, I don't... But I don't think it's balanced to pursue only things that, you know, give you what you call utility in your life. Yeah, because I don't think you're balanced in your like instinct to survive versus living and enjoying something, like finding meaning in the things that you do. I don't think those things are balanced for you. I think you're living in survival mode. Yeah.
It sounds like you're trying to find a meaning of life when there inherently doesn't need to. And that's... I think you should maybe talk to someone who is better than us about, like, compartmentalizing and understanding these feelings that you have.
Yeah.
About how you're approaching your mental health and mentality to life in general.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit... I don't know how to phrase this.
It's not sustainable.
It's not necessarily the healthiest way to approach life.
Wouldn't you rather have more
mindset?
Wouldn't you rather have more control over your life than less?
I don't think you're as in control.
What's the control? What do you mean?
Yeah.
There are things you can do to increase your levels of control over your life, right? You'll never have complete control, but
I have complete autonomy over my life right now, Pippa.
Yeah.
You're already in control. Why are you not in control of your life, Pippa?
Right.
Who is controlling it?
There's a deep-seated anxiety there.
What is happening?
Not necessarily.
That you feel like you don't have
what if
the autonomy to make your life decisions?
What if you lost your voice, right? If you lost your voice, Cleo, if you lost your voice, like, how would you, like, you have lost an element of control over your life. You can no longer be a streamer, right?
Pippa,
now what do you do?
You're strawmanning instantly.
How is it strawmanning?
Because that's literally, you're coming up with these ridiculous hypotheticals about life that is just instantly defeatist, because you're thinking of things. It is, though. You're saying, but what if? But what if? But what if? There doesn't have to be a but what if. You are already living your life.
But these are reasonable variables to factor in, right? Something could happen and you could lose your job. Like, that's a very real part of life.
It's incredibly defeatist. Anything can happen. That's the point. There is no rhyme or reason to anything going on, so why freak out about it? It's incredibly defeatist.
Why have a savings account? Right? You have a savings account.
A little different.
So is it really?
Yes.
How so?
It is different.
Tell me how it's different.
It's a place to store your money.
That's all that is.
But that's different.
All it is.
Then why don't you just keep it in your checking account? Why would you bother keeping it in a savings account?
Because it's just a place to store money. Like, what's the...
Yeah, sometimes you just need another separation.
I will also
you
say
technically can.
I've never had a checkings account, so I'm actually not sure what the difference is between the two, aside from one is savings.
Checkings is the one you actively use. Savings is the one that's set aside and you can't withdraw from easily. So,
okay.
Yeah, savings accounts accrue interest.
Not
Right.
that much. Not in with like pace with inflation, but yes.
Yeah. So, do
So
you not
can I
have a
just-
rainy day fund?
No, can we just talk about how we're talking about how you don't need to have life to have meaning, and your instinctual reaction is to talk about financial
Money?
value?
Yeah.
Well, money controls life.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Again, it controls
It
how
literally-
you, it controls
your
your
mental health, and you
Yeah.
actually
It
money.
literally controls your
talking
life.
about
If you
your-
don't
No,
have
it
money, you
doesn't.
can't buy food. If you don't have money, you don't have shelter. If you don't have money, you don't have property. If you don't have property, like, how are you gonna have a family? You can't protect
It
them.
just, as I said, it just allows you the space to think about the things that truly make your life meaningful.
Do you not understand this defeatist, nihilistic mentality that
How
you have
is-
put yourself
it's-
into? Because
this is just
we're talking about
reality.
the meaning of life, and you say, actually, but money. Like, that's inherently defeatist.
Money is an important part of life. We
It's a
don't
very-
live in a utopia where everything is given to you for free. You have to work for it.
No,
you
but
have
I
to have
work
the
for it.
resources.
The working does not make me happier.
Money isn't the be-all, end-all.
Yeah, it's not the end all.
That's what we're talking about. We were talking about like your mental health and like,
Yeah.
the meaning of life, and then your instinctual reaction is to start talking about financial
Yeah.
issues.
Because then
This
rich people
life
have
is-
crazy issues
Well, we're
with
talking
their
about-
mental health.
It's
Life is
impossible to have.
beyond finances.
It's
and
impossible to
value.
have a conversation
net
about
worth.
value and utility without money, right?
But we're not talking.
They're synonymous.
About that. We're not talking about value. We're talking about meaning. Meaning doesn't have to be value. Value is not meaning.
Well, you can gain.
By putting value in, by making value just meaning, you are missing everything else.
I disagree. I can't tell if you're fucking with me.
I'm not Pippa.
Genuinely or not.
Pippa,
Are you-
Pippa,
are you
I
for
genuinely
real?
think you should talk.
Are you
I
for
genuinely
real?
think you should talk to someone about
Yeah.
this who can explain it a lot better, because I am not a trained professional. Shiina is not a
Yeah.
trained professional. Chad is not a trained professional. ChatGPT is not a trained professional. So please maybe talk to someone who actually knows what they're talking about, because they can maybe help you understand this mentality and like come to terms with like what is a healthy way of looking at life.
But is it healthy if it's to my direct detriment?
But it's not. We are, me and Clio are just fine. It doesn't mean, like, I struggle with depression too, but, like, I think you're, like, there's a thing of circular thinking here that is very, very concerning that I can't really dissect because I'm not a professional.
Huge news! My refund got processed.
Yeah.
Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah. Oh, I forgot to close it.
The looping.
Oh, well.
The looping is
not looping.
peak depression. Is all
It's
I'm
not
gonna
looping.
say.
Well,
Yeah. You've been looping us for like the past 2 hours with like one straw man after the other.
You just whataboutism,
Yeah.
and it's normally about some sort of intrinsic financial
Yeah.
value that doesn't need to exist.
Yeah.
but that's what life just is.
No, it's not, Pippa.
Yes, it is.
Look, I've been
You don't
homeless.
exist on this planet to make money, Pippa.
Yeah.
That's not how life works.
If you don't make money, you can't have a life. That is how that works.
Oh my god, Pippa.
That's literally how it works. You cannot have a life if you don't have money.
That's
But
because
that's surviving. That's not living. That's not surviving. That's not living. That's surviving. It's different. Does that give my life
Yeah.
meaning because I got out of
meaning of-
homelessness? No, that doesn't
meaning of
really give
life
my
is-
life meaning. I'm not
meaning of
defined by
life
that
is-
experience.
Why would
I'm
you
not
not want to be
defined by the
surviving
fact-
better though, right? Like you want to survive better.
Yeah, but that doesn't give my life meaning. That's not what
First-
makes me truly happy. I don't want to be
That's all
defined by
living
the fact.
is. That's all living
I don't wanna-
is.
But I'm not defined by the fact that I escaped homelessness. That's just like surviving. A thing I did to survive.
But you don't want to
thing is-
ever be homeless again, right? Because being homeless would fucking suck.
No, but now that I have this certain quality of life, there's room for me to do the things that give my life meaning.
That's indulgence.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because it's not providing you with utility.
No, the things that give my life meaning doesn't have to always only give me indulgence. It could be, it's not just like eating chips. It's like a struggle. It's
But
like
you're
a
doing it
personal
without
satisfaction.
Why are we looping? the same?
Yeah,
It never ends. It never ends.
Because I'm right, man!
You're not, Pippa! 90% of humans on this planet will probably disagree with you on this.
yeah.
Like, this is a very, very specific, nihilistic, hyper-materialist, capitalist way of looking at life. That only life has purpose if number go up. But that is not true. Number doesn't have to go up for you to make life worth living.
How could you ever be content if
And I think
nothing ever
that's-
gets better?
Then that's something you need to talk to.
You do need
Because,
to probably
yeah.
get help
Yeah,
with
for that.
understanding that just because number go up doesn't mean you are better.
Yeah.
Is Elon Musk a better person than any of us because he's the wealthiest person in the world?
I think he's better equipped for survival.
Oh my.
Okay, for example, if I
Why is everything
became...
about survival?
Yeah.
Because that's literally what being alive is surviving. If you're not surviving, you are dying, right?
Okay,
No.
but like...
Literally. Yes.
You're just living, Pippa.
Yeah, you're just...
Well.
You're just...
Why is everything in this life or death scenario of either you have money or you die? Because there's lots of people on this planet who do not have money and they are alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their life fucking sucks.
How do you know that?
Look at them.
It sucks it to your perspective.
To yours?
Does it suck to them?
There's people who choose that.
Forcing your own sense of values and morality on other people, but they
Yeah.
don't give a shit about you. So why should they care about what you think, and why should you care about how their life goes?
I don't care what they think about my life. I
You
want
just said
AC.
their life-
I want air conditioning. I see how their life sucks, and I'm like, I don't want that for myself. I want a better life.
You can
want things
a
to
better
get
life,
better.
of course. You
Yeah.
can, of course, want a better life, but that is not the be-all, end-all.
I am gonna say this is very typical of somebody who grew up in a very, very bad environment. Right? It's typical, but you need to break out of that. Those things don't define you. Your life is better now. Yeah, it can always get better.
And- yeah,
but
and
that's
it can
not gonna
keep
give
getting
your life
better.
meaning.
It can keep getting better and better.
But what about your diminishing returns that you so love to talk about?
And when you hit the point of diminishing returns, you reevaluate how it can get better in what other ways, right? And you broaden those areas, right? So maybe you
Those
hit your
diminishing
financial
returns
limit.
aren't real.
They are real.
Pippa.
What do you mean they're not
real?
they're-
They're not real. They're not real. Pippa.
People plateau in their abilities. People hit a threshold, like limit in their job, right? Of like how much further up the ladder you can go. People hit a limit in how much affection they can feel for another human being, right? Number doesn't just keep going up. Everything is finite.
Yes.
Yes.
So why have a nihilistic view on life if it's finite?
Because you want to keep bettering your survival. You want to survive better. Quality of life. There you go. Quality of life go up.
Why bother if it ends?
Because that's all living is surviving. So you want
Why
to
bother?
survive better, right?
Why bother?
Then why would anybody have kids?
I don't know.
They actively make your life worse. But people find meaning in that.
For legacy, I guess.
No, I don't care about freaking legacy. But I do want a kid one. Because there's an inherent, like, meaning that I find in, like, meaningful to me. And it's actively gonna drain my wallet and make my life worse one day. But
Yeah, and they'll take care of you when you're older, ideally, right? They'll provide some utility back to you eventually.
That's not promised.
No, but
That's
it's a
not
gamble
promised.
that has good odds.
I don't see it as a gamble. I don't have kids to make that. I don't want to have kids to make that gamble. That's not the point.
Do you believe love is unconditional?
To an extent, love I think is a choice more than anything.
Cleo, do you think love is unconditional?
Why are you changing the topic?
Yeah. I'm curious.
I don't know. I don't really think about it, to be honest. Because I'm single.
I think single people can think about this.
Yeah.
No, I genuinely don't talk about it, to be honest. I think about it because it's just not that important.
I'm old. I want a family one day, man. I think about this a lot.
I don't know,
I think about it. I think about it not just in terms of like potential partners and stuff, right? But in terms of like family and friends, right? Like it's not like you have to get some sort of utility.
I don't think I need to get any utility out of people. I know there's genuinely friends I have in my real life that kind of all they do is inconvenience me.
But it might make you feel good to help them, right? That's the utility you get out of it.
Friends with them.
Then why are you friends with them?
People like that. I don't see people as utility.
If you're not getting some dopamine out of them, then why are you friends with them?
Why are you viewing it as some sort of...
It's not transactional.
...relationship?
Sorry, what'd you say, Cleo?
Why does it have to be a transactional relationship?
Because what's the point otherwise, right? Like that sounds...
If you're a psychopath.
No, I'm not!
Yeah, if you're a psychopath...
If you're not getting happiness out of being friends with somebody, why are you friends with them? There'd be no point, right? You're not going to be friends with somebody who makes your life worse objectively in every single facet.
Pippa, come on.
Why would you do that?
Can you not just do things for no purpose?
Why would you do that?
Because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Purpose, but
you have literally nothing to gain from them. They're not making you happy. They're not assisting you financially. They're not.
I don't think of like
absurdism for the sake of. It's just. It is. It doesn't need to.
Life doesn't have a purpose.
The whole point is like it's just whimsy. Yes.
It's just whimsy. Exactly. Exactly. There's like weird things that I do that like chances I take that don't really hold any meaning to me, but I go, and those experiences might give my life more meaning, but who knows?
You people are crazy.
I think you get the concept, but you're just thinking about it too nihilistically.
Genuinely,
it has to be transactional.
Genuinely, I think fundamentally everything is transactional. Otherwise, there's no point in doing it, right? Like
so
you wouldn't.
The cavemen, thousands of years ago, to use a straw man, were they transactional?
Yes. And that's how humanity evolved. That's how cultures evolve, right? If people did things for no reason, their cultures, like their societies would eventually collapse, right? Like they're not going to be able to sustain themselves. They're not going to be able to continue to get better. They might not be trading currency, but they're trading like, oh, like I will breed with this person because they are more healthy than this other person, or because they are some sort of attractive, right? You're seriously telling me that there's you will do something for literally no reason at all,
I'm in this collab right now.
Oh my god.
bro?
Bazinga!
You get no dopamine from this at all. You have no. You didn't want to spend time not just with me but with Tenma or Shiina.
No, I did. I want to have fun with you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had utility.
Oh my god.
I don't think that's the meaning of utility.
Why
You need to
does it
rethink your definition.
Okay,
It's just-
it
You
has
just want to do
value. It
something
has
for
value.
the sake of doing it. Like, it's that simple. Like, you're just like, yeah, like, I want to do this. Sometimes I don't even know why I want to do it, but I just want to do it.
Because you're gonna get dopamine from it. Like this is like it is you are doing something to get something out of it, right?
I just don't think you need to think of everything as a transaction. 'Cause
Transactional. That's so upsetting that everything is transactional to you.
Yeah.
Like, that's so upsetting.
Well, how are you getting your dopamine if you're not worried about where your dopamine comes from? How are you?
Not
How are you?
always getting dopamine? Like, most of my life was like meh. Like, I'm just like you know, the dot like line face. That's normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
That's
normal.
fine.
So you should make effort in areas where you can to better your situation, to better your environment,
But
to.
that doesn't make me happy at all. That's not like.
Wouldn't you
it's
rather
not-
spend time with somebody who makes you happy versus somebody who makes you feel nothing?
I don't know what the point you're trying to make is anymore.
I'm saying, like, why? If you don't feel anything hanging out with somebody, why would you hang out with them, right? Oh, obviously, you'd rather
Yes,
hang
but
out
you
with
can
somebody
do that
fun.
without- But you can
And-
do that without thinking of it as a transactional.
Yeah,
But it
it's
is
not-
transactional, even if you're not
It doesn't-
thinking about how it's transactional. At the end of the day, it is transactional.
It doesn't need to be transactional, though.
But
Why
it
is it
is.
transactional?
Even if
But
you
why-
pretend it's
why?
not, everything is.
But it. Why?
Because that's just how life works. I don't know what to tell you.
Transactional for what?
You spend your time, and in return, you get dopamine, or you get increased friendship with that person. You get stories that you can tell later. You get this or you get that, right?
Maybe you're just wording it bad.
What?
Honestly. Because you do things that, like, obviously
Why
you
do
think
you-
making friends give your life some sort of meaning.
Why do you view having a social experience with someone that you like as a transaction?
You're right.
Because I'm getting something out of it.
But it doesn't
Yeah,
need
but
to.
I'm spending something and I'm getting something in return. It is a transaction.
This is incredibly, like we've said, hyper-materialist way of looking at life.
But it's just how it is. Like, it doesn't matter if you attach a label to it of it being hyper materialist. That doesn't necessarily make it incorrect.
But why? It's
I
incredibly
feel like that
dehumanizing.
dehumanizes yourself, like, really badly, and that's why, like, it makes me really sad.
Because it's not romantic, because it's not like some
No, it's not.
flowery,
It's not
idealized
about
version of
romance.
life. Like, it just is what it is.
I don't live a flowery, idealist version of life. But I also don't dehumanize myself like that.
It's not dehumanizing. Transaction is human. People trade, people spend, and people receive. Like, it's not negative. Transactions aren't negative.
Why do you feel the need to look at everything in that sense of, or that value,
Yeah.
or that lens? Why does it have to be that way?
Yeah, why does it have to be that way?
Why?
Because
why
it's-
is it that way?
it's
Do you never
important.
think about the why?
I do think about the why. I think about why it's important to receive what I'm trying to receive, right?
But you're looking at everything in a way that sounds sad. I don't know. I'm trying to like comprehend this, but
I like money just as much as the next person, but I'm not gonna be thinking about that on my deathbed or how
it's like life doesn't need
expensive
to
my
be a.
bed is. Yeah.
Do you
It
not
doesn't need to be a series of wins and losses.
do you not weigh the pros and cons of your actions?
You
Right.
can, but it doesn't need to be some sort of quandary
Right.
like this. Like you don't need to compartmentalize everything in like some sort of inherent value. That's the point we've been trying to make for like the last 2 hours, is that
Yeah.
your way of looking at life is incredibly financially or motivated, either materialistically or some sort of value being placed onto things that doesn't inherently need to have a value, right?
In the end, I think it's okay to be a material girl. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think even material girls live with a little bit more whimsy than what you're putting yourself through.
In memory. Oh yeah, the stream did die.
What the hell?
Rip.
What happened?
I don't know.
We're free. We've escaped.
What the hell?
Oh, it's back.
Okay.
Oh, it's back.
It's back.
Oh,
The
YouTube
Twitch stream
killed
is-
us for a moment.
YouTube said this is too sad. Turn it off.
It's not genuinely. It's not sad.
If you don't find it sad, then that's
I think you
fine.
genuinely should talk to someone about this.
Yeah, because it sounds. I'm just worried because it sounds like depression.
I don't. It is identifying reality depression.
Most people who are
Well-
depressed do not think they are depressed.
Yeah.
Sorry about my sausage dog.
It's okay.
Because my reality is different. Like what your reality isn't
Are you
isn't the
telling? Okay.
reality for everyone.
If somebody came to your front door, right, and they're like, "Would you like to talk about my religion?" Like you would think, like, "Oh, do I want to answer the door?" Right?
I just say no and close the door.
Yeah.
There's no value in this situation.
Yeah. I don't really overthink that. I just
It's incredibly overthinking, right? And it's another straw man. Sorry
Yeah.
about the dog.
it's all right.
What's not a straw man? Give me an example here that's not a straw man.
Well,
then.
because you're coming up with these scenarios that try and help your arguments, and
You're-
these
yeah.
scenarios like, I don't know, like if someone comes to your door
I
and
think
wants to
providing
preach
a-
a religion, you can just say no.
Providing an analogy.
There's no sort of value
Yeah.
associated to it. You just say no, and then you
You
close
just
the-
say no and you move on.
Providing an analogy is not a straw man, right?
it comes across as you're deflecting with hypotheticals.
Well, hypotheticals allow me to convey a point and provide like an example of actually executed reasoning, right? Of how you could directly apply this logic in the situation, and you can compare it to how you would apply
You
your
don't
logic
need-
in the
so our
situation.
So our point is there doesn't need to be logic.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, that's our point. Your
Oh.
point is that everything has to be logical. Our point is it doesn't need to have this sense of logic.
Well, there has to be a reason why you do things. At the end of the day, there's always a reason why you do things, whether it's because, like, whether it's a conscious thought or not, right?
Like, no one's arguing that this life has a purpose, but like you're
Yeah.
thinking about things far too like it's not that deep, bro.
Yeah.
Right? You're not a robot. You don't need to think of like computationing.
But if you don't know
Yeah.
why you're doing something, then you're
Huh?
if you don't understand why you're doing something, like you're losing out, right? Like you are like I would think that if you're passionate about learning about what happened in history, you would be passionate as well about understanding like why you make the decisions that you make, right? Because if you don't understand why you're making the decisions that you make, then why make the decisions at all? Like, how are you making these decisions?
What?
If you are like, okay, well, I'm gonna just do this for no reason, you're not actually doing it for no reason.
You are Sheldon Cooper.
No, I'm not Sheldon Cooper. There is no such thing as not as okay, like opportunity presents itself, all right? Somebody is at the door, you don't know who it is, maybe they're trying to sell you something, maybe they're your landlord here to collect the rent, whatever, like, you don't know. There is a reason why you do or do not open the door, right?
I'm not thinking super hard about it though.
But you should consider why you want to or do not want to open the door, right? That will tell you something about yourself. That will tell you about your environment.
It's not that deep though. You just don't open the door.
What if it's your landlord?
Why do you need to have some sort of logic deduction about whether or not you open a door because someone rang the doorbell? Why is this needing to be deep?
Because you should be aware of why you're doing something, right? Like, you should be in control of your own consciousness.
At all times, but we're not robots, Pippa.
If somebody's at the door, you don't think at all, like, oh, should I open that?
No, because I
just open it.
I live in Australia. I
just
don't have to worry
open it,
about
man.
people having guns.
I just assume it's the mailman. I just open it.
This is insane.
I don't know.
Or like, that's why a peephole exists.
You guys
just
are-
look through the peephole and you're like, okay, should I open this door? Like, that looks like the mailman. Okay, I'll open it. Oh, it's the Mormons?
Okay,
Am I down for like a
So
funny
confused about
conversation?
what is the purpose of this hypothetical door and this hypothetical door ringing?
you should understand why you're doing something. Or even if you don't understand why you're doing something.
It's super deep though. Like, you know, sometimes you're just
But
going
it's
through the
all that you
motions.
are. Your actions are all that you are. Everything that you do is what defines you. So it is important
Are you
to be aware of what you're doing, right?
24/7?
Yeah, this is exhausting. This is like
I don't
I
know.
overthink more than the average human being, but this is insane even for me. Like,
You have anxiety issues.
yeah,
I think you
Yeah,
have
but that's not the
anxiety
point.
issues. It is.
that is.
People who don't have anxiety issues
You.
do not think this way about
Yeah.
opening the door. Are you terrified of answering the phone, Pippa?
No,
Is that if your phone goes off, Pippa, do you get scared about having to answer it?
no.
I do. I get scared about having to answer it.
There you go.
Yeah. I overthink that, but that's anxiety.
I have an app that lets like people leave messages and stuff.
I
So
think
what-
all phones do that.
That's voicemail. Mine's like when they call, they have to state their purpose.
I'm so confused.
There's no guesswork involved. Anyways. You guys ever think about why you do something?
I always think about it, but
Yeah.
just not in a nihilistic way. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just not
Most of the time it's
transactional.
because I want to.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like there doesn't need to be a
I don't see. Yeah.
But don't you want to
Yeah.
know why you want
You
something?
kind of apply your own value to. You know what I mean? Like it's completely arbitrary, right?
I don't know.
So.
It's not that I don't understand how Pippa is thinking, 'cause she's
Yeah.
explaining it a lot. It's just that I don't know, like, it's not as inherently worse or better, but I think Pippa should probably talk to, like, a therapist. Because there's a defeatist attitude to it.
I don't think so.
That's
Also,
all.
I don't think I'm a nihilist.
I just think that you're still in survival mode. I think that's all that is. I think you're just living in a survival mindset.
Life is surviving.
No, it's not just surviving. Surviving is just, yeah, you have to survive. That's true. But surviving doesn't give your life meaning. You're not thinking about that on your deathbed. That's not... Like, I've lived that survival life, and I still have, yeah, there's a life where there's always some aspect. You gotta make money, true. But that doesn't really, like, define you. That's not a defining thing. That doesn't make me happy, but it gives me the ability to do things that apply more meaning to my life.
How would you describe your guys' philosophies towards life?
To be honest, I don't think about philosophy that much. Because I just kind of live life, and that's it.
I overthink a lot of things, personally, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, I just have to live it. I'm always trying to find my own meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I had cancer, and then I got over the cancer, and life's pretty chill, to be honest. I'm just like, I'm happy to be here, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just happy you made it out of my whatever I came from too, you know? It's just like, I'm happy to be here, and I'm lucky to be able to do what I do. That's it. That's
And you're happy?
And maybe in the future, not all the time, but yeah.
And you're fulfilled?
And I would say, but there's always more to do, you know? There's always more to, there's always more to do. I think that's just part of being human. We always just want to give our lives more meaning with the time that we have, right? And there's times where those things can slide backwards and give you a lot of pain, but that's also life.
I'm grateful for people that can be content. It's less competition.
Okay. That's an insane thing to say.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
I'm not like super diehard, like trying to like min-max everything, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, how attached to this mentality is it? Is this actually your philosophy of life, or is it just you're doing it for banter?
No, I genuinely believe all this.
Okay.
I don't take it to its logical extremes. But yeah, I genuinely believe this.
I just don't think it's transactional. I don't know.
I don't know. It just feels like, it's sad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sounds sad.
If you don't find it sad, it's fine. But
It's fine.
Yeah, but
It just sounds like depression from the outside in. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's different and all that.
Yes.
Yeah. I do like so many things that I think other people are like not worth it at all. But I think it is, so I just do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Sit on the beach, stare at the sunset, drink a few beers, have a good time.
Well, that being said, would you guys like to wrap up here?
We can. I'm a little sad now, man.